old world as always, looking at our beloved Garuda and other members of the crime family, and ready to do the right thing, put the disc back into the box before setting out on an adventure. Very important. Of course, we won't be adventuring far, Garuda. You stay inside, Garuda. Please, please, Garuda. Away from the door. Garuda. There we go. Getting too ornery. Maybe the house needs to be bigger. Alright, we've got... this is everything we need. So just hopefully too many more won't fall down, not least because it's mega unsafe once they're there, if they're there. But you know, before too long, this should be everywhere we need it to be. Speaking of, let's go ahead and buttress it out. So since you can build on top of kelp, getting your water progression in a place like this is not so tricky at all. And with that going on, you know, the kelp should be able to eventually deal with it. You know, you just need the water out. Kelp will take care of the rest, mostly. And then once you get it up, you can just get rid of the dirt, and everything is fine. I mean, in the process, creating a rather dangerous series of rapids. But what are you gonna do? Be more thoughtful? No. Look, there's a very safe, very waterproof place under here where a couple of guys are hanging out, and you know they're gonna have a very important story to tell. They're gonna be very, very important folks. They just don't know it yet. They're kind of hanging out. I mean, they've got torches. They're fine. They're fine. They are okay. They're better than okay. They are great. No, not there. Yes, on top of it. You know, the current does make it trickier. Should have anticipated that. Alas. You know, it's a little clumsy, but there we go, and then we just need pretty good. Alright, and that's all the dirt I have. All the dirt I have. Totally ridiculous. Let's go get some more. We'll probably want some more kelp too, huh? Alright, so I have a dirt chest somewhere. Probably all of these chests have some random dirt in them, knowing my habits. Hey, I'm Mask. How are you? We're just hanging out. I need to mint my tools, don't I? Yes, yes I do. My microphone's pretty quiet. I see. I will endeavor to talk louder, or maybe make it slightly closer to my mouth. Maybe it got turned around weird. I also, like, I had a different music setup than normal, so it might also be louder music than normal. I actually think those feelings slightly louder than I expected. But yeah, we're just taking a very short break from the river to mend up some tools, and then right back to it again. It's going great now that I've figured out how to. I think it was the music. Yeah, it was. Because normally I have like the YouTube audio library thing, and then somebody pointed out months ago, they were like, well, just because the Minecraft music doesn't play enough in game, you could work around that. You could find some way to get at it anyway, and then then you could listen to the Minecraft music while you play Minecraft. And I'm like, oh right, but like all good ideas, I ignored it for a long time because yeah, that's who I am. Someone can come along and tell me the most useful thing that would benefit me greatly, and I'll just be like, yes, I'll remember that for a couple of years. Say you used to play a lot, you grew up playing creative, and as you grew up, you like survival a lot more. Yeah, I have my world of wheat, my peaceful world, and then, but now, I mean, like, basically all the gameplay I do is hardcore, besides, planting wheat. Even all of the, I mean, they're hardly creative venues, or projects rather, these small things that I do, but to the extent that I build anything, it's basically always in hardcore ever since I started playing hardcore. I haven't done much in my peaceful world except plant wheat for ages, like half a year. But it's like I learned so much about the game from playing in hardcore that it's like all the stories for me are here. Like all the the crime family, Garuda, Doug the Sniffer, the Mooshes, like they're all hardcore world things, and they all reincarnate into hardcore worlds. These are things that have been demonstrated over time. Want to play a 1.2 tornado mod? I'm not familiar with that. I didn't play any mods, but I don't think I've even heard of that one. Does it have some specific aspects that you missed, or is it just one that you really liked? Only downside is a tornado can destroy your home. sounds like real life, man. I live in Arkansas, so that's a real worry. We actually lost power just the other week when a storm tore a limb off of the tree and hit the power line, snapped the telephone pole. It was a whole thing. But yeah, but that's really interesting because I guess then there would be more of a benefit into you would want to build underground to be able to protect yourself from the natural disasters. You live in another, yeah. I live in Arkansas myself. So well, then you would know all about it if you live in an area like that. How you just sort of I mean, what are you gonna do? Like worry about it? It's a tornado, You just you don't act cavalier about it, and you hope that it doesn't come for you, right? No, I don't want to be flippant. Like I totally get why people would be afraid, you know, and I'm afraid of like so many things. I just I'm like a reasonable amount of afraid of tornadoes, whereas most of the stuff that I'm afraid of, it's it's like out of proportion, or people think it is. But you know, I just think with tornadoes, you know, be smart and, you know, get your head down, but try not to think about it too much. It's a tornado after all. You can't. You see rotation above an old hill before. Yeah, like I. There's one. There's this tornado. It must have been like 13 years ago now, something like that. A bit away from where I live, but just like incredible devastation. But then there would be these parts, and I remember this for smaller tornadoes too, but there was just so much destroyed in this one that it was more striking, where it's like just wreckage, and then a house or two that's totally pristine, and trees that are just there, and then another quarter mile of homes just destroyed. And it's you know, and that's a tornado. You know, that's what a big bad tornado does. And it's so frightening, but you know, what are you gonna do? Worry about it? It's a tornado. You can't like get in a fight with them. Tornado touches down, you just have to want to grab a recording, then go to shelter. Yeah, whenever I was a kid, I'm old, right? Whenever I was a kid, they didn't have like the tornado sirens and stuff here. They have them now, and now whenever I get them, I'm like, okay, I'll do the smart thing. But I actually quite like storms. I don't like driving in or anything, but like I love to go and like stand in the front yard when it's raining and everything. Because something about standing in a rainstorm just feels like a very pure human experience in a way. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like there's a lot of stuff that doesn't feel like this is what human beings have always been like, you know? There's the elemental stuff, like getting rained on and swimming and being afraid of fire, and I think standing in a storm is one of those things. It's just like a shocking amount of beauty like enveloping the world, and yet so much danger in it. Like when the thunder hits so big that's all there is, and it like shakes you, and then you're still fine. Like, oh man, that's good stuff. I love a good storm. But you know, it's important to be safe all the same. They are great though, as long as I don't have to go out in them. One of my favorite things in the world is to be sitting on, you know, some old Arkansas porch somewhere with a tin roof as the rain just slams down on it, and you're just like looking out at all the fogginess out of the screen that keeps the mosquitoes out, and it just like feels nice and cool. Good stuff. Yeah, there was quite a storm series the other day. It's not all fun and games, you know. It scares the dog, and that does upset me. I like the dog. I don't want the dog to be scared. Alright, and this is pretty good. We're just going to make sure that we get plenty of kelp down, and then we're going to move up river some and work on digging while the magic works here. Of course, we already dug up here, and we see that this kelp has already done exactly what it needs to do. And in fact, that's right, upriver we don't have that much digging to do because we're reaching these trenches, so we might as well actually just get some kelp going on down. You say you should hop back on Minecraft when you have more time? Yeah, absolutely. You know, I quite agree. Hardcore is a ton of fun. It's fun. It's so much fun at the very beginning, right? When you have nothing, and 3 hits from a skeleton or an Enderman will just end you. Like that's some exhilarating stuff. But here we are on day 450, and you know, once you get your perfect gear and get so established, it's really just like playing on easy. Only if you die, you die. I say I only really play on peaceful and hardcore. Like I played with mobs on not hardcore for probably less than like 10 hours total before I started playing hardcore. The bulk of my experience is just peaceful and hardcore. Because I have this wheat field. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but I would get really mad if a creeper messed it up, so I don't really like monsters on. It's a very large wheat field. Even with the accent on the very there, I'm underselling it a bit, but I would plant a bunch of wheat here, but then, like, if I ever died, that would be a tragedy. Just a tragedy. Yeah, it's a funny in-game drama going on. You stop playing. They had a nuke above your house. Yeah, I've only been playing Minecraft like a little less than a year, right? But I did see a video once upon a time because it had a chess computer in it, and my friend was showing it to me because they knew I'd be impressed. But there's also like a thing where you like input coordinates and it like shot I guess now I know it was like probably TNT or something, but it like it could like go in and like shoot it like coordinates. It was like a big artillery piece or something. This would have been a long time ago. It's probably a famous video though. I don't remember the title. It was some clickbaity title, but you know, it did it justice. Like I said, I've only been playing Minecraft for like a year, and I never like watched Minecraft content. I didn't have any familiarity with it really. I just really watched that one because of the chess computer. Because anybody who builds a game inside of a game is something I'm impressed with, and I have a specific friend that knows that I live for that kind of thing. So anytime they find an example, they just hit me up with it. Used to build and test artillery cannons, use pistons and slime blocks to launch TNT forwards in an arc. Yeah, when I hear about stuff like that, I'm like, that is so mind-blowing. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. But, I just kind of figure things out, or like, you know, if people, like, give me ideas or tell me what's up, but I don't know how to make that many redstone things, for that reason, because I basically, like, all I've ever figured out is a repeating redstone circuit for a piston, basically, and then, you know, like, how to grab stuff with hoppers. But I find that I have plenty to do without that. You watched the video, okay. Yeah, I worked out like the auto smelter. I think that's what it's called. Just basically, a buddy at work, they said that, like I was talking about how annoying it was because I had like 12 furnaces and going into them. He's like, you can just build an auto smelter. I'm like, oh, what? He's like, oh, I've said too much. And I'm like, no, what are you talking about? He's like, just play around with with hoppers and chests and stuff, and you'll figure it out. And that was what I needed. You know, it's not a complex machine, but I had a lot of fun working out how it worked. And then I still didn't even know how you could put the fuel into the side, and then I was talking about it with someone, and they're like, oh yeah, you can put the fuel in the side, but put it on the side. I'm like, oh, of course you can. Of course you can. We need... We're gonna have to get rid of that, which is not ideal. Do we have any wall on us? No, we don't. Say, do you want to build stuff like that in survival? Being technical is fun. Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I can do... And, like, I also... Well, I guess this is, like, just a slightly more complex version of that. So I did build, like, a chicken farm. It wasn't, like, fully automatic or anything. I believe those exist. I just don't know how. But, you know, it could... I could put eggs in chests at the top and then have a repeating circuit that, you know, dispense them down into an area where the chickens were, and then they would lay eggs and or die to cram, and or I could go down there and hit them with the sword, and then the feathers and stuff would fall down and then end up in chests underneath. And so that I have one of those in my survival world, and I built one in hardcore before. I never ended up building one here. But the only redstone machine in this whole world is my very small and semi-broken sugarcane thing here. So, you know, just a very normal, I assume, reciprocating circuit on and off. You got your little flick and the clock going. And I don't know what happened there. Somebody jumped on it. I've seen it like 100 times now. I don't have any redstone on me. I should probably just fix it. Alright. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fall into the wall. Just as good. A bedrock farm? I was under the impression that wood could not even break it, but I should have known that in Minecraft there would be nothing but exceptions, right? Just nothing at all but exceptions to what you thought you knew. Alright. In here... Like, alright, yeah, there we go. Instead of repeating circuits, try an observer block that detects when the cane is 3 blocks high. So, like, you just build here. Because I've tried to do this before. I tried to use an observer on my other world. I couldn't figure it out, and I just decided that the repeating circuit was fine. Maybe I didn't have it powered and I thought it was powered. I don't know. So just like an observer like right here basically, and then it would happen. No, 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 no. Oh no. Truly the worst day of my life. This creeper, this absolute menace, wanted to destroy my beautiful railway. Unthinkable. Unacceptable. Uncool. Those things are really menaces. Somebody should do something about them. Alright, we went all that way and didn't put the redstone down because I got distracted by the creeper and I wanted to get away from all my stuff. Now I remember. Yes, they are truly the worst. That is much further than I thought. I hope we do not miss and hit the donkey. He's a good burro and does not deserve anything like that. Oh man, I'm getting my inventory all sorts of wonky. Here we go. That's what we want. Am I out of arrows? Yes. Awesome. Well, not ideal. That's probably backwards. No, it's not powered, is it? Yeah. Anyway, I don't think I understand what's going on here. So if I power it, the piston just goes anyway, right? But now, oh yeah, this, I would need I need one of these anyway. Whatever, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna go back to the river now. This is what it normally goes like when I try to figure something out. I get quickly frustrated and go back to whatever I was doing before. Alright. Back to the river, something I don't understand, but am endeavoring to. See, I need a block there to reach up to the observer. Ah. I think I see. I put my shulker here? Oh, geez, that would have made me real upset, and now I've mislaid it. Well, now I have to find it. It's gotta be somewhere. Oh, man. Oh, what a bad feeling. Not again. Not again. Okay. Okay. Oh, I already got it. I already got it. Okay, that's alright then. So cane grows in front of the observer, ignites the signal, and then the redstone gets power. Connect the redstone to the observer to the piston. I know what all the words mean. And that's just like an alternative way to do it so that the clicking doesn't happen all the time. Or I guess theoretically, it could be like not desirable for like computer reasons, you know, like requiring too many actions for whatever you have going on or whatnot. Just takes less space. Well, you know, being efficient with space is its own major consideration in design, after all. I, as you note from my river, my river construction technique, if you can call it that, am much more of a freeform soul when it comes to planning the way things are. No, I often make plans, it's just, in Minecraft they never seem to matter. I'm so bad. So bad at planning anything when it comes to, like, building something. So I just usually just start doing it and think, it'll probably be better before too long. Yeah, you know, I guess I shouldn't say it's like I don't do that. My gaming personality can vary pretty wildly sometimes. Because there are some games that are like simulations where I get like really into to playing them the right way, you know. But it has a lot to do with like what I perceive the game to be. Like if a game is about, for a great example, becoming the tycoon of a roller coaster park, well then I wanna be the best dang park builder with my square footage that I can be. But if it's to like play a game like this where the world is like theoretically open and available to me, then I want to like, you know, I want to play like I'm free. I don't want to play like I'm constrained. Which often runs me into a large amount of trouble in the beginning, especially of open world games where I want to follow my dreams and it wants me to like follow a tutorial. And I'm like, I wish to go left. They're like, to the left is a land of snow, you'll surely die. And I'm like, yes, I would like to go left, please. And then when I die, I'm like, why don't I like Zelda? You know, that kind of thing. Obviously a true story. This looks like a thing that I papered over in the past, may not necessarily be, but fortunately, now that it's here, we are connected to the greater system of what will become the lake. Oh yeah, we're almost here. So we'll have to have a bend in the river here, but we can make like a nice little pavilion, maybe a little turtle colony, you know. I don't know if we'll have enough time. Yeah. Say anything with building you need to impress yourself. Yeah, blankets seem to be very fulfilling. Oh no, not another one. How could he have fallen? No. You know, he could just literally walk up again though, so. Of course, we know that villagers often won't take the ideal path, as in a path that exists to where they need to be, but, well, if he ends up, you know, deep underground in the nascent river, then we'll, you know, we'll just have to invite him to the underground city that we're going to build. Oh yes, I am masked. So, the lore, so I'm irresponsible. This river is what I've been working on, but so I didn't have like a wall here, and villagers would fall down. Let me start from the beginning. I think you're new here anyway. But anyway, so all of this river is like new. None of it was here, right? None of this was even dug. So we just had this, and then we dug all this out. But right about here, there was like a big chasm that was already in between the village. And like 7 villagers had fallen down to the bottom. You know how villagers are with verticality. And so we just left him down there with 2 beds for like 200 days. And then we're like, all right, we should make a place for him. So we made these beds. And, you know, put light everywhere. And then they all disappeared. I don't know what happened to them. Not being ironic, I literally don't know. I assume they're not with us anymore. But there's also the cave pony. But anyway, so the idea was that they were going to form like a society with like way better stuff than the people on the surface. And they would like eventually become, you know, like the dwarf equivalents, where they would have like this big awesome underground city. And they would be there, and that was going to be like a whole thing, and like, you know, the river covered up all evidence they had ever been. And now, exactly, the Batcave, yeah, and moreover, so my house is right here. This is where I live with the crime family up here, and so it's just a hop, skip, and a jump, and we can, you know, do like an escape tunnel that'll go there, you know, to get us to the ocean if we need. I am enamored of the idea of like having an escape tunnel to a fort. That's always just seemed like the best idea. And whenever I hear about a castle that doesn't have one, I'm like, you could have had an escape tunnel. Might have served you well. Because I was just, the river was not the original idea. I built a wall. I was like, I need to get my act together. They need to stop falling down here. You know, I need to make it safer. I'm gonna build a wall around the chasm. It was great. I built a little wall around the chasm, and then I was like, okay, we should build a place for them. You know, like so they can live there. And then I started thinking, in sort of short order, wouldn't it be cool to build a river? Wouldn't it be cool to build a river right here? And now that's where we're at. And this part of the wall is the remnant of that previous wall. Another portal in there, but you know, we'll come back to that later. We just don't need this wall here anymore. It serves an important historical line, so I can remember where that part of the pathway used to be. There used to be a little bridge here that I built, but it's been so long since the world started, I kind of forget some of the things that I did to make it safer, but like, the village was like all fragmented, so like some people were, I think, like down in the depths here, and a lot of like there's a lot of places that you could like fall down in little holes that I sort of papered over, right? Like over there, whenever I was like, oh, we hit the cave system, like I think probably that top layer was just me putting dirt there, probably. I don't remember. It was a super long time ago. I will tell you that all those cherry trees are native, and all the ones around Spawn Mountain as well. Because Spawn was just right over that away, sort of underneath the floating islands, just a little to the side, like. But you wake up looking at the ocean shortly after losing your previous hardcore world of 334 days, and then, so we're looking out. This is Spawn Tree. It wasn't there. I love telling this story. So we built this little miniature Badlands there and this little thing, but they weren't there, of course. Looking out here, and we're like, all right, a village, excellent, cool. And then I turn around, and I love cherry trees. And this is what I see. Of course, it was light out. But this is what I see. How did I lose that world? Oh, good question. Glad you asked it. So, me flying around on the Elytra here, could only have happened in this world, because this is the only world I've beat Minecraft in. I was going to fight the Ender Dragon. And, so I associate this song so much with playing the disc at the end of a video that I almost felt like I was supposed to have the dance party already. But, this is like the first Minecraft stream I've ever done with like the actual Minecraft music playing the whole time. It's excellent stuff. I should have taken the advice a long time ago. But, so I go to fight the Ender Dragon, right? And, there's people in chat, they're cheering me on, we struck out to go do it. Day 334. I'd never been to the end before, never fought the Ender Dragon before on any difficulty. And, they were like, there's these crystals, and you gotta shoot them with your arrows. Hello, wise guy. And, so I built a little tower, and I crack off the iron fence around the void crystal, and then I shot it, and that was how I lost world 334. But here on world 452, things are much different and better. For one, we're alive. Yeah, but yeah. Nope. But yes, the Iron Cage crystals were indeed very, very scary to destroy. Bye, wise guy. Thanks for stopping by. But in this world, we went to fight the Ender Dragon way earlier than that. It was probably around day 100 something, maybe 80. I don't remember, but yeah. But yeah, that one's on video. If I ever learn how to edit a video, I'll have to do the story of that world. I think people will really like it. Because that world, I think it might have had like a couple of videos that weren't streamed and that were like recorded instead. But I think it was almost all streamed. This world has been 100% streamed. But like before, I didn't like I made videos, right, and then didn't edit them and uploaded them. And that's what I did before I started streaming. So if I only had like 15 minutes to play, if I only had like 15 minutes to play, I would just make like a 15-minute video and upload it or whatever. And I did a couple of those for one of them. But sometimes, like before I streamed, it would still be pretty funny because if I always record the hardcore worlds. Hey Q, thanks for the river compliment. Yes, I agree, it is nice. Yeah, the Wither. Let's take a little stroll. Let's talk about my Wither kill. So this world is also the first world I ever killed the Wither in. And we fought him in this meadow down here. Not meadow, it's sunflower. Sunflower plains around the corner here. But it was a pretty glorious fight. Yeah, I've got the skull up on the wall and everything. Well, I've got a beacon. You gotta have the Wither for the beacon, right? But yes, if we look here at the holes in the ground, you can see a little bit of the story of the Wither fight. There were once more flowers here. There was once so much alive. But now only me, the victor, with the beacon rising high into the sky. Commemorating forever my glorious victory. That was a tense fight for me. But I was like so ready, dude. I had enchanted golden apples, I had golden carrots, I had like so much everything. I had totems on totems. More kelp. Oh, I need to get rid of some of this dirt. And then get more kelp. And I have so many boxes of random trash. I'm the worst about inventory management. Many a good game has been abandoned by me on account of being annoyed at the inventory. Have it on a trial chamber? Yeah, I've done a couple of them, for sure. Or maybe just the one a couple of times. There's actually one. So underneath this mountain, there's a deep dark. But first, there's a trial chamber, like down here. But yeah, I've got a mace. That's where I got my creator disc, I think. But yeah, all the way down there, there's a trial ruin, and then there's a deep dark, or a series of deep darks that goes like under all of this. Because underneath the river, oh, that's the other thing. So underneath the river here, this cave system underneath leads basically. That was where I like went down. So let me show with my hand what down means. That'll be helpful. But where the hidden city was, an alternate way there over to the left goes down considerably further, and actually like let you run down a big long hallway that opened up in the deep dark, which was a great place to find diamonds. I didn't go inside. I was too afraid. Have I fought the warden? I have not. I have not. I thought they were showing up a couple of times and panicked like super gracefully, like got airborne, like elytra'd around. It was great. I did a little swooping thing with my hands so everybody would know what that meant. Very useful. Very useful. Alright, we need more kelp. Now we could find it in one of a number of chests. But which? Not that one. I wouldn't have put it there. Bye, Mask. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, no, I don't intend to fight the warden. I've been told that it's essentially, like, you should certainly not fight it for the first time without being prepared, like knowing what the fight is, and probably not at all. No, yeah, you get the advancement for getting every mob, whatever that is. I don't remember, but anyway, you get it for before you get the warden. I don't know where the advancement is. There's an advancement for killing all the mobs, and I did not demonstrate that. All right, we'll want to build a bridge here eventually for the railway to go over, but it's not too big of a deal at the moment. Alright, we can just wait for a while. All that kelp's growing. It'll be fine. Let's just keep on going this way. You say it's more designed to kill you than a fight you come in. I see. Yeah, I've heard that it like makes your screen go dark and like stuff like that, and I'm like, I think it made my screen go dark when I got the warning about it, which led to my panic. Because of course I'm like underground and I'm still like, because I put like water down. I'm like, if I can just get to the water, then we can swim up the water, and it probably can't fit in there, and then we'll fly away. But I think somebody said it was like there's a warning system or whatever. So what I thought was the warden like coming for me and about to shuffle me off this mortal coil quite gracefully and with aplomb was in fact just the warning. And then I took the warning to heart. No, I've been in an ancient city. I have gotten whatever disc you get there or whatnot, I think. Anyway, I did my time. It was very tense. I remember being scared the whole time, like in real life scared. Look, it's not like I'm afraid of dying in my hardcore world. I'm not. But I am afraid of very specific things killing me, like falling off the world in the end. Hey, Natasha. Or, or of being killed by the warden. Oh yeah, I never even played Other Side again. That's right. You know, that's me disappointing. Well, maybe it'll come on this playlist, right? You say as a child you yearn for the mines. That's the thing. That's the meme, right? Yeah. I knew that meme before I played Minecraft. I believe it made it into the movie, although I did not go and see it. I know many people did, and, you know, good for them, right? Right. No, not there. That's the opposite of what I wanted to do. Alright, we'll just go upriver a bit and get some more kelp. Or right here river a bit and get some kelp. This part of the river doesn't need kelp anymore. This part of the river is level and pure. Oh, this is the weird one, right? We'll just skip 11. We don't need to listen to 11. No, stop bobbing. Ridiculous behavior. You say we love Disc 11. Well, I'm sorry for we, but you're not going to get a lot of Disc 11 out of me. It has a number of sounds that look. So y'all know me. I got a thing with sounds anyway, but like in headphones, some of them are much more unpleasant than if you just like hear them out of some speakers, right? And a lot of the weird, creepy sounds of the world are solidly in that camp for me. You know, like the sound of a rattling chain is probably a nice sound, you know, I like it. But if you're that guy in A Christmas Carol and 2 ghosts have already shown up, you know, you don't want it. I like the idea of that guy just going back to bed. He's like, you're not going to get me, Charles Dickens. You're just going to make a movie about me with the Muppets later. You're not even mad. That's what I imagine the conversations go like with these people. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not creepy so much as just disconcerting, right? Even like some bells and some random drumming sounds can get like right underneath your skin and get you all in the nerves, you know, if they're presented just right. Because a lot of it, from what it's been explained to me, is sort of like, you know, like other Minecraft in-jokes and stuff. You know, people are encouraged to feel a way about it, and so before long, you know, they think yelling chicken jockey is hysterically funny, which objectively, it's at least a little bit funny. Not least because it's deeply confusing to people. More than one adult, I mean, you know, I'm an old person, but like, I mean like people with kids at work has been like, hey, were you talking to those kids about Minecraft? I'm like, yeah. They're like, you played? I'm like, yeah. They're like, what's up with the chicken jockey thing? I'm like, oh, you'll never understand. You're too old. And then I walk away feeling very young. Bye, wise guy. Yep, later I should be playing for at least some more time. You know, I love building the river. Yeah, we need a little bit more kelp here. I mean, it won't be the end of the world if we don't have it, but it won't be the beginning of the world either, and thus not really great. We need slightly more of the world than the beginning or the end, if possible. There we go. Alright, that should be pretty good kelp for a bit. We'll take a look around and see if we missed anything, though. Have I just been struck by an arrow? I'm sure I'm mistaken. After all, who would dare? Who indeed? After all I've done for the skeletons of the world, kindly collecting their bones and putting them into the boxes in case they ever need them again. Saying I don't even know the Happy Ghast lore yet. Big sad news, Lord of the Ghast. Yeah, I know there's a Happy Ghast. I know there's a Ghast you can get, but no, I haven't heard anything about him. I guess the other Ghasts didn't let him join any reindeer games. It's probably even meaner than that. If you're saying it'll definitely be sad. I don't think I've heard this Minecraft song before. It is called 5. Oh, it's got weird piglin sounds. Okay. I no longer want to listen to this. Too many strange sounds. What? You're shooting me? I never. I never. Five's a new lore disc, like 11 and 13. Does that mean I have to go and get it somewhere? I guess if I don't want to listen to it, then I don't have to get it. Yeah, no, I haven't gone to the Nether in a very long time. You are correct. Yeah. If I have to go there for the Happy Ghast, we're definitely gonna go. I've already picked out a name. I have to get fragments from the Warden area. Oh, no. Well, I have to go for the Happy Ghast. We've already got a name for him. Cornelius Vandergast. I know, isn't it a good one? Isn't it a good one? Normally I don't go for derivative names like that, but it popped into my head as soon as I saw a picture of him, and I was like, that's his name. That's what he's gonna be called. Yeah, I don't want to go back to an ancient city. It made me feel bad. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Not at all. Oh, we can do like this waterfall comes from nowhere situation from in here. Yeah. Excellent. Now, why would this be desirable, you may ask? Well, now there'll be a bunch of water down here. And that's good. For all the water that's there is water that I can plant kelp in whenever I notice wherever there is. Alternately, it's good anyway. This is where the lake will be. I should probably dig this iron up before we make it a lake. I can't believe that there's this exposed iron here so close to home, but I guess we didn't walk out in this direction. You know, we went down into the earth like a proper Minecraft player would. Oh my goodness, you can't even tell from above that the current's totally borked in all of it. And that guy's a little bit stuck. I'm sure he'll get better in no time. Yeah, the ancient city is just, you know, the feeling of knowing that something so far out of my weight class is there is the bad kind of disconcerting, right? It's just like, you know, any day you load into Minecraft Hardcore could be your last, but you only believe it sometimes. Only sometimes, only some places do you really believe that you can die. And certainly the ancient city is one of those times and places. No doubt. And now we're here, at the lake. The lake wasn't actually a part of the original plan, but once I flew over and noticed how truly lake-like it all was. Say with Elytra, it's really hard to die, but the fact it doesn't matter the armor, you can get one tap by a long-range attack is terrifying. Exactly. You know, like... There's a lot of wiggle room for all the other stuff in hardcore once you get your perfect armor set up. But not everything. No, not everything. And it doesn't take, like, any pork chops in order, or any food in order to mine this much, but I guess maybe I'm not mining as much as I think, and I'm just, like, looking at things a lot, and bucketing. I don't think bucketing takes any saturation away. I don't think using your bucket makes you hungrier, which is dumb. Oh no, not as dumb as throwing your bucket in the ground. Speaking of smart moves, be nice if I would do one. Might be off by a little bit on the level of it, but we can fix that easily enough whenever we figure it out. So we drop here and here, and then I think... Hey, there we go, the kelp grew. Just like planned. And that'll all get sorted out before too long, yeah. So this is slightly too high, or this is slightly too low. And it looks like we could probably just bring the whole river up one block, and then we won't have to worry about it. And that is probably exactly as hard as bringing it down a level. No, because we can just... We don't need this one to be level here. We'll just bring this one down onto this side, and then the river can keep on having a slope as it goes to the lake. Yes, that is better. That is better. Yeah, because we just gotta paper over this. No. Not there. Ah, nice rain. My favorite. Got to love Minecraft rain. You know, when you really nail a sound effect, everybody can tell. Oh no, all the water's gonna go. No, there's the kelp there. It'll be fine. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. Easy peasy. Hey TinyZilla, how's it going? How's the stream doing? I'm doing just fine. Having a good old time building my river. Everything's going great. My inventory keeps on getting too full too quickly, so just like normal. We're making super excellent progress with it. I figured out a couple techniques that I didn't have at the beginning, which has definitely helped out a lot with the speediness of the river formation as we go through. No, it's probably too high, huh? Yeah. Yeah, let's do it lower here, because we don't want to be up super high necessarily. Current's about to get weird. And then we can just kelp here. Oh, how far along is the river? Oh, it's wonderfully far along. Here, let's just take a quick look at the current progress. That'll give us also a chance to clean up this inventory some. So as we recall, the river begins at Spawn Mountain. Tiny Silly? Yeah, I remember who you are, dude. You're around all the time now. You got a camera recently for your own streaming ambitions. You were talking about that yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Could have been the day before. Could have been today for all I know. I think. Pretty sure. And your name's very memorable. So there's a YouTuber called CoffeeZilla, and I appreciate his work very much. I think he's a great fellow. I don't know him personally or anything. He's a pretty major guy. You may well have heard of him for all I know. But anyway, so your name reminds me of him. So I'm always like, hey, there's the Zilla guy. Thank you for the river compliment. Yeah, but yeah, that's what we've got so far. It's actually like it's far beyond what I thought I was going to be getting. But I figured out a bunch of stuff for it while I was working on it, you know. When I started, it was just buckets of water and kelp to make the flowing water sources. But then, like, I figured out a couple techniques and, like, how to manipulate the water, especially, like, I think it was yesterday or the day before, but I figured out how to use, like dirt blocks here to manipulate the water flow of vertical water to carry over more area, allowing the kelp to take over, which has been just a tremendous boon for the acceleration of the river. And then also, at the very beginning, we were hollowing out huge tracts of land to get the river there. But now we don't have to do that anymore because we are coming upon the area that the game already hollowed out for us upon world generation. And just so much of a time building a river is spent digging. But of course, that's where the glory is. That's what separates the rivers from the streams, or whatever. I'm sure people are going to start saying that in no time if they don't already. More kelp, more kelp. I'm pretty sure I said like at least a billion times before playing this game, I don't care about kelp. Why is kelp here? It's just in my way. I hate kelp. And now I don't remember what life was like before kelp. This is way too much kelp. I don't even have inventory space for all of it. It's fine, whatever. Say, is there an age requirement to stream on YouTube or is it just Twitch? I do not know. I do not know. I assume that you can't just make a YouTube account and start streaming immediately. You might be able to, though. I thought there was some amount of, like, history they made you have, but I'm not sure. By the time I ever considered streaming as such, I had already made, you know, many hundreds of videos, so whatever I had to do to get there, I had already done it. Like, once upon a time on YouTube, if you didn't have, like, enough stuff, like metrics, you couldn't make a video, like, longer than, I forget how long it was 10 or 15 minutes. But there would be, so I watched a ton of professional StarCraft back in like 08, right? 08, 09. And so there's one account called Violet, AK, I don't know how you're supposed to say it, but that one had like the ability to have longer videos, and they would post the streams, and then all the people in the community would use those. They would use those longer videos and cut them up with their own commentary, and that's like what the shoutcasting, because that's what the commentary was called then, was a shoutcast is what they called it back in the day. But by the time that I started making videos, they just already, you know, by the time I started making videos 11 years ago, they already let you just make a longer video. I don't know how much longer. But now, you know, they'll let me, like, I did a stream for, like, 13 hours one day. They do cap that. They cap your stream length at 12 hours, which I never thought I would learn until I played Stardew Valley and couldn't look away. No, I didn't spend the whole time in my chair, but I did spend most of my time in my chair. It was great. I regret nothing. Q, you said after you saw the wheat field, you knew the Stardew Valley stream would be very long. You know, I planted a very reasonable amount of wheat in Stardew. I never got too into it. Bye, Tiny. Thanks for hanging out. But I definitely did get some collections of some other stuff through the Stardew Valley playtime. And a wonderful time it was, too. I might start a new farm one of these days. I haven't played it in a while. I never got to perfection or whatever it's called. But I did play a while. I made many hundreds of preservative jars and filled them with artichokes and whatever goes with that. I'm like, oh no, it's dark. That's right, I could just get out of here. Oh no, I've fallen down and I can't get up. Alright, new plan. Alright, we're just gonna not go down there again. And it'll be fine. Ah, look guys, a creeper came and volunteered their services. 2 blocks? Lazy. Lazy. What's close I've been to dying on this world? Oh, I mean, we've popped a totem a couple of times, right? The closest I've been to dying, so we popped a totem when the little piglins got in. Was that in this world? I think so. And then we popped a totem when we were looking for club step, for pig step, club step, geometry dash brain. We were looking for pig step, and there was another. It was like a bastion, and it had like a magma cube spawner down low. Yeah, the baby zombie piglin, because I had built like a little wall with a window, and I was hitting the piglins in the nether, and I was proud of myself. And then 2 of them came in, but we reacted in time, and we popped a totem there. And then when we were getting pig step, when we were on our quest for pig step, which went on for some time, we like I said, we were going for it, and then we got knocked into the water, like into the lava, very badly. They were all around, and the totem popped, and like I went into my inventory and chugged the fire protection potion, and then like managed to get in to the wall, and it ended up being fine. But yeah, it was that was the closest I've come to dying for real, because even with their initial totem pop, I was pretty close to death. Like, if I hadn't got the fire protection potion and guzzled it, I think I would have died. Whereas with the zombie piglin, the miniature ones, I believe I probably would have been okay without, because again, I didn't use another totem on that fight, so it was just a one death fight, right? And there have been a couple times where it's been like and I mean, those are the only 2 where I feel like, oh wow, I was low. I mean, you get low sometimes, but barely ever anymore. and in a previous hardcore world, I came so close to dying in the Nether. I was traveling through, and I like fell like all the way down, right, into a lava sea. Basically nothing around me. I was panicking. There was like a magma cube. It was like a basalt delta, maybe. Maybe I don't know. It was up high, and there was a magma cube, and they like jump in like after me, right? And I like have to build a little platform. I'm like so close to death. And I built a little platform because I found a thing to stick a block onto in the middle of this lava sea, and then I managed to get on top, and I lived with practically no life at all. But I hate getting lost, and I always get lost in the Nether too. That world, that was the treehouse world. Yeah, that was the treehouse world where I ultimately fell down from a great height, and there was no good save to be had. That was a great world. That was an awesome world. The Acacia Treehouse world, the world of the melons. You saw the clip of me dying to the end crystals. Yeah, that was the world, the major world, I think, after that one. Because I've played, a bunch of hardcore, but you have major hardcore worlds and minor ones, right? So many of my worlds don't matter at all, but some of them I quite well remember certain aspects of them, like the world of House of Dirt, which was an early one where I met Garuda, there at the Dark Forest. I remember that one pretty well. Because that one eventually became Garuda Sanctuary. Yeah, because we eventually came back to the House of Dirt, right, and got him in a boat, and we traveled all the way out there, and that's where we died to the Enderman at that field. Anyway, see? I still remember everything. I'm not old. Let me keep playing. Well, people were talking, but there was a lot of people talking, and they said stuff like, "Don't be too close to it." So I was like, this far, but they meant like the size of a fake fish away, and I was not that far away. And of course, we need more kelp again. But first, let's just go ahead and drag this around. No! I killed the source. Ha! The opposite of drag this around. Yes. Yeah, use the bow, and I went 2 blocks away and died. Yep, I used the bow. But like I think I said earlier today in this stream or a different one, if I ever learn to edit a video, that'll have to be one that I do. I'll have to do the story of that world, because it has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and people enjoy that structure. They enjoy it very much. They want their stories to have satisfying arcs. Oh man, this is gonna look so good. I was like, there we go. I knew I put kelp in one of these chests, and that if I just meandered around enough, pretending to not know what was going on, it would just appear like magic. That's right. That's right. I learned how this doesn't work. It doesn't work. So you don't want to manipulate the water by going what's underneath it. You do it by going with the flow and forcing it over like so. Gosh, say you love to do that in your free time for sure. You can already imagine the epic story to the funny conclusion. Yeah, it's I think about it a lot. As you know, I'm always telling this story to people, but I think it's also, like I think people would get a kick out of it. Obviously, you can't expect somebody to watch a couple 100 hours of hardcore just so they can get to the funny part where you die. That was a good world, though. But this is a good world, too. And this is the one we have now. The crime family's all back together, and there's no reason at all to be wistful about the losses of the past, when so much of the present is all in front of us. A veritable river to be harnessed. A lake to be filled. Something water metaphor. You have to forgive me for being water-focused, given that is, after all, what we are doing. Rivermancer. If you're wondering, why haven't I heard that word before? Well, I made it up. I don't think it's a word. But just like a geomancer knows stuff about the earth, a rivermancer could know stuff about the river. Plus, I thought it would be funny. And unlike the absolute laziness of my Just Wheat titles, I try to put a little bit of effort into these titles. To think there was a brief moment where I was going to put effort into the wheat titles, maybe more people would watch them, but at this point it's funny that I'm so lazy. At least I think it's funny. That's the same as it actually being funny. Plus, the best part of this project, of course, is that the sound of the water flowing is absolutely wonderful. It's the best. You almost hate whenever you fix the flow. 'Cause you're like, oh man, we just had it. We had a waterfall. But part of making a lake is being able to say goodbye to the waterfall. Don't go chasing Minecraft waterfalls, as the song very clearly said with no words added. But what Left Eye doesn't realize is that I wished to chase the waterfalls. I am no longer content with the bodies of water that she thinks should be more manageable. I don't know if that reference makes sense to anyone. An old person would get it. An old person would be like, wow, a Waterfalls by TLC reference. Your references are out of control. Everybody knows that about you. Hello, NX. Say it's such a cozy world. I see you playing Minecraft. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'm having a good old time here. I took some time away from the world just because I didn't have anything I wanted to do, right? Like I just sort of like reached a point where I was like, okay, that's all the stuff I want to do. I don't know what to do. But then, you know, after playing a bit, I had a series of ideas leading us to this moment where I almost had the idea to fall directly down there. You know, if I would have put water there, that would have been good, but we need to worry about the level of the lake, I guess. I mean, we don't. The fact that it might end up being illogical is not material. This side of the lake can be lower than that side? No, no, we'll just trim the whole thing off for where the waterfall will be on the other side. Be fine. Be fine. Good, good. Decent. We need more kelp. We need so much more kelp. Like the music. Oh. Oh, okay. Like the playlist. Oh, well. Hopefully whatever that went to isn't going to get me pinged for copyright. That would be hilarious. This is like a Minecraft music playlist, but it got to the end, and I guess it just on shuffle. I guess it decided if it happened to hit the last song on shuffle at any point, it should just go to the future. So you know, we'll see if I Oh, my skin feels hot. How unpleasant. This is why I hate the internet. Oh. Stupid. Stupid. Oh well, maybe nothing bad will happen to me. Maybe. Oh, man. How long is it playing? I don't know. I don't know. It just sounded like Minecraft music. It might have even been. I don't know. There's like a playlist of like the official Minecraft songs, and I knew that would be fine to play because playing Minecraft, the license, I looked it up and all, but the other one was just like some Minecraft-inspired thing, maybe, or maybe they were just doing real Minecraft songs. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully it's fine. What kind of music do I like to listen to? Tons of different stuff. I like, sorry, I don't feel real great right now. Anxious. Just give me a second. I'll be happy to answer your question. I need a drink of water. All right. So it's just a plus automatically remove the sound will work. You know, I don't know any of this stuff. I should probably figure it out. I probably should have figured it out before I did any of this. Anyway, Index. I like tons of stuff. I like jazz music and blues. I like Spanish classical guitar a lot. I like in high school I was like an emo kid in like 01, 02, 03. So this is before My Chemical Romance. I like punk music. I like, you know, just like generic rock and roll, you know, like the stuff that my dad and his friends listen to, you know, the Pink Floyd and you know, Beatles and Zeppelin sort of stuff of the world. I love that too. I love rap music, and my favorite band is called Ockerville River. They do highly literate, very sad songs. I don't know how to describe Ockerville River. They're real artists. And my other favorite band is the Mountain Goats, who write highly literate, deeply sad songs. I also I like pop music sometimes, not all of it, not most of it, but I really like some of it a lot. Like I really like Lana Del Rey's album Born to Die was wonderful. Of like the modern pop stuff, I really thought Chappell Roan's album was excellent. The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess is a very solid effort, I thought. And then yeah, tons of stuff. Tons of stuff. If you give a genre and ask what I like in it, it would be easier than just like naming all the genres. But yeah, lots and lots of different things. Also electronica. I don't have like good taste in that. I listen to lo-fi beats to study / relax to, you know, and chill wave, you know, put together by everybody that, you know, clicked on whatever thing on the internet. I've listened to so much electronic music, and I don't know like any of the artists. Like I've spent just countless hours listening to Lo-Fi Girl, and I couldn't tell you the name of anyone that gets played on that channel. Not a single soul. I should know. I should find out. I like some of it a lot, but I just never learn. Which is sad. You know, it's not me being a very good consumer of art to literally not even learn the names of the people making the thing I like. Love this. Nice. But the band I've owned the most t-shirts for is a sort of punk-adjacent band called Alkaline Trio. They were on Vagrant, you know, 25 years ago. I don't know where their label is now. One of the guys in the band actually played with Blink-182 not too long ago. I think it was Skiba that was doing that. When Tom wasn't in Blink. If you don't know Blink-182, this won't mean anything to you. But, you know, if you do, you'll be like, oh, yeah, that guy, he got replaced. Yeah, because Tom wasn't in the band for a bit of Blink-182. I loved Blink-182 in high school. I still listen to him, but, like, I was super into him then. Now I just like him a lot. But there's a bunch of stuff I like better. I've been shot. This attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed. Oh wow, there's like a lot of them down here. Look at that. Huh, that's funny. Oh, and now they're shooting each other. Shame. It's a tragedy. Oh, the humanity. Hey, this guy won. Good for him. No, you don't have to be scared. Like, dude, 3 skeletons could shoot me for probably a minute and a half before they could kill me, dude. And if I was remembering to eat food, I literally don't think they could. I don't think they could. I don't believe it. I think they would accidentally shoot each other like what happened there before they could kill me if all I did was eat my pork chops. My character's super buff, dude. Super tough. What's her name? Alex, that's right. People told me, and I always forget. I just call her Tizzy in my head, because that's what all my characters are called these days. Because it was a version of my World of Warcraft name that people could say. The real one was hard to pronounce. No, not dirt. Are you kidding me? Dirt. Why would I put dirt at the bottom of the lake for? Ridiculous behavior. How would this game ever let me make such a silly mistake? Man, kelp's just a miracle, though. If it wasn't for kelp, this project never would have happened. We certainly wouldn't be making a lake out of it if I had to individually hit every single water source together. Oh man, but this is really living, right? This is how it's done. This is the madman. And it's so visually pleasant too when it hits a whole level and it just like pushes the whole thing up because you got the one missing piece of kelp or of water flowing, whatever the case may be for that particular aspect of the lake, and then it just like you get a whole level rise, or all the kelp that you planted grew a level, which happens too. What kind of armor do I have? Full diamond protection 16. But yeah, you know, and unbreaking, you know, we got Respiri and Aqua Affinity, we got Thorns, we got the old Feather Falling. It's only Feather Falling 3, so that's bad, right? You can get Feather Falling 4, can't you? I've been saying since day like 80 that I needed the better level of Feather Falling. And yet, here I am. There we go. Look how beautiful. Yes. I almost want to sit here and fish and watch the water rise. But, you know, as fun as that would be. Do I think I'll end up upgrading to netherite? Oh, I doubt it, right? You gotta go to the nether for that. I already have a netherite sword and an axe, and netherite armor is irrelevant. I believe it has additional qualities, but they don't matter. I think you get slightly more knockback resistance, but who cares? Yeah, because the pickaxe is better, right? And the sword is one whole damage better. The sword is amazingly better than the diamond sword. But I don't, like, the armor's just identical. It just is different colored. Because you're already armor capped. It just looks cool in the advancement. Yeah, you know, if I could get it without going to the Nether, I'd already have it. I just the Nether makes me very nervous the whole time I'm there. Not because of the mobs, not really, not anymore. But I mean, bastions are still sketchy, right? Not fortresses though. I don't care about them. They don't really freak me out. Wither skeletons are fine. But bastions still can be rough because they have like ignore armor. Yeah, the brutes do. But it does look cool. I'm not like opposed to it. I don't think I'll ever get it. Oh, we see over there where the kelp waterfall is at on the other side. My sense of like space is totally getting thrown by how much progress we've made on this river. Because we don't want the kelp to be visible from far away, right? We want it to look like a natural waterfall. Such as it is. It's all the more natural seeming because it's quite subdued, right? You can't even really see it. And it's not really a part of the lake, lending it to being more natural. You say the brutes are terrible, yeah, those guys. Yeah, you know, they're rough. Of course, if you Assassin's Creed it, you can get to the bastion from far away and pick them all off with arrows, but they can be really rough. Speaking of, my shovel is nearly broken. It's time to fix my shovel. You might think this is a peculiar way of fixing your shovel, but it's not. It's a totally normal and smart way to fix your shovel. I don't have enough space in my inventory for all this stuff, do I? No, I do not. A totally smart way to do things. Do I have a chest over here? Do not. Awesome. Good. Great. Did I put a lava thing here so I could throw stuff into it? Yes! Glorious! Can I throw gunpowder into it and make it explode? I'm not going to do that. Gunpowder's too valuable. Alright, now that I have exactly one inventory slot, we can go back to our previously scheduled programming. Oh, right, I can't pick up the wheat. I hate everything. There we go. We'll throw down the arrows instead, even though I need them. I was thinking it was taking forever, but the elytra is sharing it. That makes sense. Get like a full stack of carrots. And enough. Yeah, you can get like 100 carrots from a single row, a little short row like that. Pretty nice. Now it's time for the pigs' contribution with their wee beady eyes, and their furious assembly. Gonna get killed by Cram? Nah, no way, dude. It's a thing that I like think about in the back of my mind, but none of these are bad enough for it. I have died to Cram before on my peaceful world in my my chicken coop. Yeah, it has enough. So the thing is that the animals, they die to the Cram pretty quick. So you have to be like not paying attention absolutely at all to not do it. And if you just swap the food away, they'll disperse normally, and you don't have to worry about it. But I think protection on your armor reduces Cram damage, and I also think Cram damage is not influenced by difficulty, although I'd have to look that up. But it doesn't seem like I take twice as much damage from it like hard mode normally would. Oh, it's going so good. Oh, I'm so excited. Test reduce space instance with enough entities, the totem would pop and you just insta die. Well, I wouldn't even have the totem most of the time if Cram would be a problem, right? Because I have the tool in the main hand and the thing I'm mending in the offhand typically. It's too high, isn't it? Yes, it is. I don't even know where this water's coming from anymore. Wasn't I trying to go down a level? Well, you know, yeah, we need to go down a level here. Well, I'll probably just dirt it, yeah. There we go. Ah, that was the culprit. What? Oh. Oh my god, it must have been the song. Inventory space, inventory space. One day I'll need some random cobblestone and I'll find it in this chest and I'll say to myself, man, it sure is a good thing you put that cobble in there. It's gonna happen. I cannot believe I've made this much progress today. Oh man. But I guess once we figured out how it worked, hey, look! The current's even stable enough for them to get stuck on top rather than fall all the way down. How nice. The water's gonna go into the nether, so we'll see, Oh no, I almost fell in! I imagine it just won't go in. Did I beat the dragon yet? Oh yes. Oh yes. I've got the elytra to prove it. Also, I keep a dragon's head on the wall. And an egg. Yep, this is the only world I have ever beat Minecraft in. And I hope it always is the only world. I hope I never die and that we never see the dragon ever again. No. I'll actually need to go back to the dragon someday because I need to look at it through a spyglass. I forgot to do that, and it's like an advancement. Which I've done like a lot of, but not all of them, because, well, these I just didn't care about. You say I'm crazy at the game? Oh, well, it's nice of you to say. You know, I, should do the world just in case? No, nonsense, nonsense. You can save them after you're dead. If it matters that much, you know. You can, you go to open to LAN, and you can create a world where, like, commands and cheats are on when you open it to LAN. And then you can change the mode to put yourself back into, like, survival mode or whatever. Which I do in my big worlds when I die. Excuse me, sorry. To let my pets in the crime family out so they're not, like, locked inside of doors forever. But yeah, like, if you wanted to, like, if you played hardcore and then, like, if you wanted to, like, just have it as a creative world after, you might have to, like, do that every time you logged into it or whatever, but you wouldn't need, like, another world for it. I do need to back up my worlds in case something happens and I, you know, have my computer struck by a bolt of lightning. I would very much not like to lose my worlds. My wheat. Oh, I shouldn't even think about what it would be like to lose my wheat. Killed the wither? Oh, we dead. Yeah, the wither been dead, man. Never should have come here. I got his head up in the house, too. Well, there's a beacon. You know. The wither skull is from a wither skeleton, not the wither itself. I know that. Alright, more kelp. Outrageous. You're gonna come here, into my own lake. My own lake, and shoot me. I never. Got no respect. Got no respect, that skeleton. Coming to my own lake, I get no respect. Gotta go to Minecraft to get a little respect from a skeleton. That's me doing Michael Scott's bad Rodney Dangerfield impression from The Office. Not me doing Rodney Dangerfield. I don't have one. I only have the Michael Scott Rodney Dangerfield. And you might be saying, is this the same as going to get kelp? Is what you're doing right now the same as going to get kelp? Yes, it is. It is the same as going to get kelp. I'm surprised you noticed, though, because it didn't look like it. But it is the same. Have I played the event level in Geometry Dash Skeletal Shenanigans? No, I have not. I've been shot! They put an arrow right in my back. How rude. No, I can't put random trash in here. This is the good chest with the block of diamond and my extra cat disc and my banner of snout. Yeah, they can just cook up all that stuff. That'll be fine. I need levers? Levers. How do you make levers? Cobblestone and sticks? Something like that. Do I have sticks? Yeah! I don't need levers, I need lever. There we go. Now the track's on again. I said I was gonna fix it. I need to raise this one up and make a little bridge. What is... You alright, bro? What's going on, dude? You okay, buddy? He stepped onto the powered rail and it gave him a jolt. The skeletal shenanigans is amazing. You don't play it anymore, but you went back just to play it. All of it? Yeah. That sounds cool. I'll have to find out where to find it. There's so much stuff in Geometry Dash that I just don't know where to click on to get at it. People always think I'm messing with them. They're like, no, the button. I'm like, I just clicked the button. They say the blue button. There's like 4 blue buttons on the screen. They mean, you know, one specific blue button. And, you know, to a guy like me who's already seen one blue button, that seemed good enough. I was supposed to get kelp. This is the exact same as getting kelp. Hey, but we came in time to see the kelp rise. That's the same as getting kelp too. Do we need this kelp here anymore? We do not. We can take this kelp. So then eventually we'll need to put like gravel places. I'll need to make a new shovel that doesn't have fortune so we can put gravel places. Silk touch on a shovel so that my gravel stays gravel and doesn't get flint. And then we'll need like clay and sand, and then you can bone meal stuff underwater and it'll grow water like plants and stuff, and that'll be nice. Maybe fishes? Yeah, I need to figure out how to get fish. I don't think I can just import them. I think I need to get them in buckets. Can you breed fish? Or do I just bring them in and, like, do I, like, go and get, like, 100 fish out of the ocean and dump them into the river? Because, like, for all that this is a river, it's not really a river, right? So the game won't treat it like a river. It won't get, like, river animals that spawn in it. Am I getting that right? I think somebody told me that's how it worked. Should lay down. The lack of daylight is perplexing. Bucket, it's the only way. Gotta get them one by one, and then they might just eventually like leave the lake anyway. Well, you know, I'll have to have a thing that stops them from leaving through the waterfall somehow. But yeah, no, definitely I'll have to get some fishes. We'll just go on excursions every now and then and fill up the whole inventory with fish. It's the only way. It's the only way. There we go. Sometimes you just put one thing of water down and you can connect so much. There we go again. Sometimes it takes like 3 things of water. You can get a lot done, but it's all working in tandem here, right? Like we've got the high water level here to click out into everything else. I love it when a lake comes together. Yeah, it came in. So it's your first time on the non-geometry streams? Oh, you must be a different person than I had thought. You're not the musician with the many names. Well, welcome. Yeah, this is my lake. I know it says Rivermancer in the name of the title, but the river turned into a lake here. The river got a lot further than I thought in the time period we had, so it's actually Lakeomancy as well, in addition to Rivermancy. Industrial lake formation, strategic lake locations. But yeah, 100 buckets with fish would be easy. Yeah, no problem. You know, it's just a matter of if I have to keep on restocking it or not. Because if they do, I'll just need to build the waterfall in such a way where it appears to come from the lake, but there's actually a divider. And I'll just build like a hollow wall or something in between it. Or we'll build some sort of filter system where the fish can't get through. I'll think of something. Hi Jimbo, how's it going? What am I building? Oh, I am in the middle of building a large lake attached to this large river. They are both very recent projects, just in the last couple of weeks. In fact, the lake is entirely today. Here, this will be actually a good time, now that we've got all our kelp down, in time for some stuff to grow. We'll go ahead and take a look at how things are progressing. I think I'm going to be shocked because, well, I haven't really thought about how much work this represents, but it's going super wonderfully. So let's start at the beginning. Welcome to the world. This is Spawn Mountain here. It exists in mostly its original form, although I have spoken to the mountain goats on top of it more than when I arrived. So all of this river I dug, right? All of this whole trench was just dirt and stone. We get to like right here, and there was like a big chasm. And, you know, we dug out more of it. And then more river, more river, more river, more river, more river. And then this is the lake that we're working on. So it ends up looking like so, right? And then turning out at the lake here, which will probably like get rid of a lot of the stuff around the rim so you can see the lake better, and then do probably a great deal of deformation of the landscape to make it sort of slope in to the lake better. Maybe build like a small little gazebo thing going on. I don't know if we'll have enough time. A very brave zombie. Oh no, another very brave zombie. Where do they all come from? Probably. But yeah, we're just, I mean, it's almost done, which is crazy. Like, I honestly thought this project was going to keep me occupied for far longer, but you know, you develop a few techniques along the way, and before long, you can just watch the water roll in. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, yeah. See, this reminds you of Luke the Notable 100 Days videos. I haven't heard of that person, but I have heard of the format of the videos before. Yes, this is a little bit more than 100 days for me. This is day 458. But I actually think we will just chill here and watch the water roll in for a bit. Watch the kelp grow by. Because, you know, at this point, if I just hang around here for a bit, the majority of this should fill up just for what we have right now. Help the spider? Okay. I helped him. And that far side there just filled up a ton. Oh man. It's just such a glorious time when all of your work comes together. Let's get some kelp down here. We need a little more kelp. We probably don't need it there, but it'll make me feel better if it's there. Not better, different. Oh no, we did the thing. It's not the thing that you want to do. You want to get the water like this, right? You get your dirt. Get your dirt. Not like that. Why am I so bad? Oh my goodness, I'm ruining everything. You get your dirt. And then once it's there, you know, you can get rid of it. But the kelp will grow and the water level will come across so wonderfully, and oh, I can't wait. I'm very excited. And this area is slightly too high. We'll just take care of that right now. There we go. Yeah, this side might be too high. I mean, we can just trim it down if it is. Won't be that annoying. Netherite's annoying to get. Oh yeah, every piece of netherite I got was by accident while I was doing something that had to be done. Oh look, I have wood in here. That's nice. And arrows and buckets. Like, what a nice chest, you know? Gold gold ingots. 14 obsidian? Are you joking? What? Whatever. That sure sounds like something I would do. Like, that is, obsidian belongs in a museum. You say the Nether in general is annoying if you're underprepared. Yeah, I guess I'm always underprepared. Even when you had full Prot 4 diamond and you died in there? Yeah, you know, it can happen. It's a sketchy place. You know, the lava being places that you don't suspect, like knockbacks can like really mess you up. There's whole biomes like the Basalt Delta. Man, I hate being in there. The magma cubes will drop out of the ceiling on you. Like, it's not great. It's not great. Doesn't make you feel great. Alright, so really the lake needs to be at this level, probably. Which is 88, and I think we're a few high. Yeah, one whole unit high. Well, let's just fix that now. The earlier we sort it out, the better. Your friend had 450 days and he died in the Delta. I have 459 days. We're not going to the Delta. You know, if I ever die again, I'll react very well. You'll all be so impressed with how mature I react about it. Got really angry to leave the world. Well, you know, it is hard to take a hit like that gracefully sometimes, for sure. I definitely got real mad a few times in the past dying in hardcore in Diablo 2. But if memory serves, I behaved fairly well every time I died in Minecraft in hardcore. Sometimes I think I said, oh, and sometimes I might have even laughed. But I didn't I don't think I ever went through a stage of denial about it. There might have been a brief one where I was like, you told me to shoot it! But you know, not like a super long period of denial. I hate everything. The kelp, the fronds, keep you from clicking on the space if they're in it, which is fine, you know, it's smart. They're already occupying the space after all. Very annoying though. Whoops. You know, I don't always handle emotional swings well, but, you know, if you can't handle the shock of losing a hardcore world, without being mean about it, it is not the game style for you. I think I would have just as much trouble dying in a survival world and losing my stuff as I would dying in a hardcore world. Because after I die and lose my stuff, I don't want to play anymore. I never want to see that world again. That happened to me even playing on peaceful on my survival world. I would just get so mad about losing my stuff, because to me, losing my stuff was far worse than just having to restart a world. Somewhere out there was my diamond sword, and some piglin was swinging it around. It's gonna take like 10 times as long as just measuring in the first place. Let that be a lesson to not me. Let somebody else learn from this, because I sure won't. I'm not gonna learn from anything I've ever done, and you can't make me. I didn't activate keep inventory on the peaceful world. Activate what? You're joking. No, I didn't know that existed. Now that I read it, I'm like, oh yeah, of course there's got to be a setting for that somewhere. Oh man. Is that a creeper? Must have been. Did a lot of damage. If you die, keep your inventory. Well, you know, that is what it sounds like. I think this water's about to get away from us, and we're about to go up a level too high on the whole dang thing. But if we just do this, then we can come back to it, and we won't have to worry about the whole lake filling up a layer. So now we've got sort of like a lock and dam sort of system going on. So the level of the block that the water is on here is 89, so I think we're up a whole extra block still. Oh, it's even worse. These blocks are 87 blocks. Man, we're too high already. Could just raise the whole other river? No, we'll deal. That's what I get for getting kelp down before I was truly ready. What? I drowned in my lake? I never had an expectation to deal with what was going on around me while I played the game. Anyway, we're just gonna lay down on top of our kelp forest, as one does. Alright. No, that's low. This is good. As much as I skipped to the monuments you saw, Troll, imagine if someone said that to you. I just would have ignored them. Was that someone you, Natasha? Do you remember telling me? Do you remember saying I should have saved it? Now that we're talking about it, I kind of remember it too. Let me out! Let's just fly right into a tree. Seems good. Yeah, like once I was playing, I was trying to do a speed run. I was trying to just beat the game, right? I loaded it on easy on a random seed, and I was trying to beat the game. It didn't work. I died, and then I gave up. You know, I'd never beat the game before. I died in the nether. I think I got like a lava dropped on my head or something, or I was trying to run away and lava. I dropped it on my head, maybe. I remember some lava, burning hot magma. Wait, no, am I measuring this wrong? Oh my god, what's wrong with me? Okay. Water level here. I was looking at my own level. The block level is a different one. So the block is 87, not 88. So that means this one is right. No, this is 86. I need to go up one. What? Okay, yeah. No. I don't. Never mind. It's just saying the block where I physically am at. I don't know. We're gonna figure out if it's 86 or 88 somehow. I hate everything. I just want to learn what the level is. I really should have checked before I built this. Didn't. Should have. Oh no, what have I done? What? No, how? I must have changed where the path of least resistance was. Anyway. But now this side of the lake won't make that one any taller than it wants to be, and we can deal with it whenever we need. Oh man, agony. No, wait, we need this whole one, but then it'll connect there. Yeah, yeah. Blah. No, not that. You know, I don't want to do this anymore. I ruined it by having to think about the water level. I mean, I still want to... I just mean I don't want to do it right now. It's very important that the water level be the same. Oh, I've already been doing this for 3 hours. Well, it's no wonder that I feel a little tired of the task then. Time really flew by, guys. I would have sworn I'd only been sitting here for like an hour, hour and a half. But I guess it makes sense that it was more time given... I mean, when we started this video, we were like between here and here. This is where the water was, right? I think that's true. And then we got all of this in, including our mismanaged water level here. Because, look, abstractly, it doesn't matter if it's level. But in a real sense, it matters so much to me that my lake be level. Because lakes are level. Water does not... The water on a lake of this size is not significantly higher and flowing into the other half and then also having a waterfall on the high side out of it. It's ridiculous. It wouldn't work. But it's not important. What is important is that this was a very, very good time. You say you never commit to finishing something big, 'cause you just don't finish it. Well, I only have a couple large projects. This river, I guess, is a large project. It seems like it's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. I have a very large wheat field. And like I say all the time, I say very large, but I'm sort of underplaying it a little bit. But time to pause the music so we can have dance party. What? No, what? No seeds? Oh man, Garuda's gonna be so mad. I'm sorry, boss. I'll be right back, boss. How could I have been so foolish? Man, I am gonna get kicked right out of this crime family. That is bad form indeed. Alright. And now, with the proper tribute to the boss... I really thought we were going to swoop in there. It was going to look so cool. Hey, Garuda, you'll never guess what I brought you. Alright, here we go. Now I invite you all to stand for the national anthem. You know it. You love it. That's right, Natasha. We're breaking it out. Other side. I invite you all to sit, stand, or kneel, as you prefer, while we all listen to Other Side in the Rain. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I really hope you've enjoyed. I know I have. Just having the most fun. You know, I do really like it. I think I stopped listening to it just because it reminded me of the emotional turmoil of getting it in the first place. We just need to get Bella off of the bed so that we can get her to sit down in a place that's not the bed so she won't fake sit and teleport out of the house in the morning. Not the doorway. We will gently, politely push the cat, as one does. But yes, here's the dragon egg on the wall, and we've got our dragon head, and then... This is the one, it feels the most Celeste of all of the songs. I actually, yeah. Yeah, I really dig this. Thanks for reminding me of it, Natasha. You're always looking out. Like, can you see the lake from here? Oh my goodness, you totally can. Not unless you're in third person. But that'll be, you know, we can make a bigger window. We could make a whole wall of windows if we had to. But anyway, that's all I've got for you right now. I'll probably be back on streaming something else in a couple of hours. Disregard all the time-sensitive information if you're watching in the future. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Bye, Natasha. Bye, Jimbo. Bye, Q, if you're still here. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for checking out my little Minecraft world. And perhaps I'll see you in a future stream or video.